My name is Gail Talmadge, and I'm a student at the University of Florida studying art education. This project I'm making today is a beaded chime out of corks and clay beads that we are going to make. And I'm calling this project 90 Days because it has to do with the coronavirus and the reason I've been sitting in the house for 90 days. I own a taste and paint business, and I also teach art classes to adult education at assisted living centers, and I'm no longer to do that. While I've been sitting home, I've been making all kinds of art, paintings that I will be teaching in my classes, making these beaded corks out of stuff I have around the house. I've ordered a couple of things online. I've been painting mandala rocks. I've been painting furniture, kind of, just keeping myself busy and improving my art skills, trying something new. I think many people have started new things being home due to the coronavirus. Many people have started cooking. Baking bread is the biggest thing I think I've seen on the news. Taking dogs for walks, getting out of the house a little bit, exercising, exploring parks in their area. It's really been a time-changing thing. And I hope we have learned something from all of this, that art is essential, just as everyone's life is essential. Have a good day. See you soon. Let's get started. Okay, so we got our blue, and that's the color we chose. I'm making a beaded garland, and you can use many other stuff also. I have some mirrors, craft mirrors I'm going to put together, cork, because I have a lot of cork, wine bottle corks, and also other beads I've made. You can use old jewelry pieces, things you have laying around the house. We'll show you that in a minute. So my 90-day COVID, I've always done art, but it really made me finish some jobs, finish some things I did, and other times I didn't feel like I should be doing anything. But anyway, so you take I'm going to make these small teeny tiny beads, and what you do is you just grab a piece off of your kneaded clay, and you need it to be kneaded quite a lot actually, so it's soft enough so you can shape it. I have a piece of plastic on the table. It's not a really expensive table, so it doesn't matter, but it's easier to keep clean, and there's like oil from the clay. So you can measure this out exactly the size that you want with these tools. It comes in that square package, so there's lines in the clay, and you can just cut it and measure it that way. I'm just eyeballing this for now because I kind of want them to be different sizes. And I did make these previously, so I'm just making them again to show you. So I also want some flatter ones. So you're gonna make it into a circle. This is a little bigger one, and then I'm just gonna press my finger, and I like the way that looks. So I'm going to use these as flat beads. I have some here that I made previously. I'll show you. It's my little bead jar. So many things you can do. So here's some flat ones that are already baked. So you can mix different colors together. You can mix colors anyway. I mean, it's really, the ideas are endless possibilities. If you go online, you'll see, I don't know how many sites of beads, clay beads. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those colors. Okay, I have the beads ruled out, and the next step is to put holes into the beads. Like I said, you can make it any shape that you want to. I have the flat ones here and the round ones, and they are not perfect, which I like about it. You can see my kind of like my shape of my finger in those, and these aren't perfectly round, but I like it that way. So I have this tool, or not this tool, I don't know, it was a piece of metal I found laying around the house, but I've used it to poke holes in clay before I got these handy dandy tools. So this is one of the tools. As you can see, both ends have something to do with molding clay or cutting clay or something, kind of like Play-Doh when you were a kid. Anyway, so I'm going to use this tool to poke a hole, and it's relatively simple. I'm just going to eyeball it and poke the hole right in the center. And it does flatten out the ball a little bit, but I kind of like it that way. And you just do it like that so you can see through at the end. And there you go. There's your bead ready to go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 265. Okay. Once this happens, we get it preheated, and then it bakes for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch. I usually just bake it 15 minutes no matter what. Okay. Okay, we're going to get started here making these clay bead chimes or garland. I have this fishing wire that I had around the house, not because I'm a fisherman, because I've used it in crafts before. And you can use this, you can use wire, depending on how big the holes you made for your clay beads are. Here's the clay beads that we made, and I took them out of the oven, hard as rocks now. But I've already made these, I've already had them lined up, which I'm going to use for my project. So threading a fishing line is literally a difficult task if you cannot see and you're using clear thread. So you do it like you do thread any needle. I got these needles from Michael's, also online. I think there's like 5 needles. They're bendable, collapsible eye needles. I think they were $2 maybe. Like I said, this whole project you can make for less than things laying around, $10. Okay, so what you do, first you take your first bead and you thread it through the needle. And this one is either going to be your top or your bottom of your garland. You make a knot around. So I don't know if you can see anything that I'm doing with this invisible thread, but so you just make a knot. So basically it's not going anywhere. Okay, once you get it started and laid out the way you want it, you set out the mirrors where you want them also. I did a couple before where I didn't really place them tight enough and there's space in between, which came out okay, but it's not really how I wanted it. So you're going to take one mirror, there are only mirrors on one side, put it down where you want it, your glue gun's plugged in, and be careful, glue guns, I probably have to tell you, but they get very hot. Burnt my finger to a crisp last week. And then you put it over, and you're gonna have to get in your clear thread, fishing line. Just hold it down there for a second till it dries, and then slide these down again to where you want it. I'm gonna have the mirrors after the ones that look like a world, the beads. So after this one, I can't even see where the wire is. There it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the final thing you have to do, or not the final thing, but one of the last steps, is you're going to make a knot like you did in the first one And these aren't on there perfectly straight either, but so it doesn't go anywhere. So you're making a knot through the last bead. Make it a double knot again. It's much easier if you do it with wire because you can see what you're doing. But I didn't want anything to show. Like a lot of people use the wire and wrap it around the bead, so it's even more decorative. But this is enough what I want to do. Okay. So now we have that knotted on there. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I was debating if I want to add in another clay bead I made like that. But I have a bunch of these around the house that I collected for another project. So they all have a hook on the end. So I'm just going to take this, and there is a hook, but it's like open so it'll fall off. And then there is a hole right in the crystal. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. Okay, so edit that. We're just going to tie this on the bottom. And we don't need this needle anymore. And here it is, our finished product. Not perfectly spaced, but you get the idea. This one's 54 inches long. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me in making the beaded chime garland. Day 90 comes to an end, and COVID is hopefully almost at its end. Thanks. See you soon.